That's not me. I,
You sure?
yes, I got my ice right here, but it's not me.
Do me a favor.
What?
Ask
Crunching on the ice.
Oh,
for her because there's no food.
that's me choking on my peppermint. Sorry,
Oh.
I have a peppermint in my mouth. I had a cup of noodles, which I shouldn't eat. They're awful. They're full of sodium.
Yeah.
But it was so good and tasty. But it leaves a that kind of cup of noodles taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me swish it around.
Yeah.
Swish the little peppermints around. Starlight mints, whatever you call them.
That is funny. Tanya says ice crusher. Hey, Tanya.
Oh, yeah, I can tear up some ice now.
Me too. I got a whole cup beside me.
Me and my anemic self, I'll tear up some ice, especially the hospital ice. Oh, my God.
I got a whole cup beside me.
I'm already planning to get an ice maker for my Christmas present. I have an ice maker on my fridge, but I want the hospital ice. I want the little nugget ice.
The soft ice.
Yes.
That's soft ice.
That's that hospital ice is all of it.
Yes. Hey, Michael.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mike. Yeah, man.
So Gadget.
Where did he go?
He went to get Ebony's dinner.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, is Tanya trying to call in?
Tanya, they call that something.
Oh, it looks like there's like a little camera beside her, on her face. So I thought maybe she was trying to call in.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's soft ice. Nope. Okay, fine. Yes, he went to go get Ebony some dinner.
Yeah.
Take care of her.
Yeah, so you want to get Mike said back to school's been rough. You know what, Mike? Man, I've been going down my Facebook timeline and just reading the posts from the parents who have like super, super anxiety about sending their kids back. My son works for a local school system, and the shortage of school bus drivers is a problem. The fact that the parents are so afraid that their children are going to catch COVID, that they're dropping their kids off at school, and you know that most school property does not have the space to accommodate all of those cars and parents dropping their kids off at school. So it's like an animal house pretty much.
Wow.
Coupling that with the fact that kids are going to be kids and they're going to do their kid thing when they see their friends that they haven't seen in a long time. So it's very difficult to kind of rein these kids in right now. I have another relative who works for the school system, and they've already had their first day was a melee because somebody who was a non-student came up to the school looking for somebody who was a student. I guess it was summertime beef that had occurred or whatever. And they decided to pick the first day of school to catch up with their
first day of school.
Listen, between the first responders and the teachers and administrators, they need to pay them more money.
Yeah.
They need to pay them more. So Mike said, I keep either a can of Microban or Lysol handy to spray, but I've been doing that for years. That's awesome, Mike. Yeah, you got to keep that going because unfortunately, these kids are not. I think what's the age limit for them to get vaccinated?
12.
12. Okay. And so you also have those parents who are anti-vaxxers. Yeah. You also have that whole deal. There's
it's a lot. I was listening to the news this morning. Montgomery County, they have whole classes out quarantining because their policy is you don't even have to test positive if you have symptoms after quarantine. So they have whole classes out, and parents are like, this isn't going to work. I mean, I do think it needs to be done. It needs to be done differently, but I think that, schools all across the country are experiencing this. I know I saw today that LA is now requiring all children that can be vaccinated must be vaccinated in LA.
I as a parent of 3 children who was, came up in the DC and Prince George's County public school systems. I can tell you that it is not an easy thing to think that you're sending your kid to school to possibly get a virus. We're not talking about the flu, something that they could take a shot for, or a chicken pox or something to that effect. I mean, it's viral anyway, but these are viruses that with treatment can be, and regimens can be
tolerable.
Will run their course and they'll, be cured. But in this instance, we're talking about a virus that will wipe out your child's life.
Yeah.
So it's.
Yeah, I mean, so Michael brought up the fact that the executive order came out today for all federal government workers. And while I understand the reason behind it, I don't necessarily agree with it. I do think that it is a choice. It should be your choice. Now, you do have to live with the consequences of your choice, but I do think that it should be.
But here's the thing. Your choice affects the lives of other people.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Everyone's choices affect the lives of other people.
No, you don't have to get vaccinated for the flu.
No, you don't have to.
And I don't.
Choice.
And I don't either. But you can still get the flu. You can still get COVID, even if you're vaccinated. But I am more protected than the person that doesn't have it.
Right.
So I just feel like, because I feel like it's a choice, it is also my choice to, if there's a person that I'm around that's not vaccinated, I can wear a mask if I want to. I can choose to not go to an event where I know people aren't vaccinated. We all have choices. I don't know if it's the right thing to say that all federal workers and contractors have to be vaccinated. I'm just not sure that's the right thing to do.
I don't even think it's a legal thing to do because, I mean, until they make it a law, how can you mandate it?
Well, it's an executive order, and we all work at the pleasure of the president. See, that's the thing. Technically, we work for the executive branch. So I don't know. I'm sure there'll be lots of lawsuits.
I anticipate that's coming too. I have government workers in my family, and all I can tell you is people are steady getting COVID. They're steady getting it. They've been mandated to come back to the buildings, and they set dates and all these things and protocols and all these things. But yet they keep sending out these emails where we had 5 more people test positive for COVID. So, and it's like, okay, well, why are you making them come back to the buildings? And I realize some people are essential, that it's necessary. Like, for example, you work for government printing office, or you work for the Treasury Department, and your responsibility is to print money or to, to provide security or what have you. I can imagine in those instances that, and there are a myriad of other instances where you are essential and you must be there. You're you work the mainframe computers. I mean, those kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
there's all sorts of reasons why you may have to go in. So 1 second, my computer's about to die. So while I understand the reasoning behind it, I mean, even if it's just to cut down on the number of people that end up in the hospital, I'm just not sure that mandating it is the right thing to do.
So
just because you can still get COVID, and I think that you should have a right to make a decision about your health, whether that's okay, I don't want it and I know the risk of it, or I'm not willing to take the risk and I want to get this vaccine.
Well, Well, so Mike raised a point. Did you question what was in polio, chickenpox, or measles vaccines? Well, at the time, Mike, when we were vaccinated, we didn't have a choice.
We were kids.
Those were part of our vaccination regimens in order for us to go to school. That was a mandate that we had to. So we really didn't have a say so. Our parents.
So is Michael Dixon like 80? Like maybe he's older than us. I have no idea.
He's our age.
Oh, okay.
He said
he might have been a grown ass man when polio was out.
I mean, the statement is, but my question is to those over 50, did you question what was in polio, chickenpox, or measles vaccines? Maybe they didn't then, but we are definitely in different times. I know that, those children that go to school now that aren't vaccinated, their parents are like, I don't know what's in it. So
well,
it's a different time.
We were always told that the polio vaccine, the chickenpox vaccines, and measles vaccines, that there was some variation of the actual disease to trigger your immune response to fight the disease off. I was vaccinated. I don't think there was a chickenpox vaccine. I know that there was a measles vaccine when I was coming up.
Because there was measles, mumps, and rubella, MMR.
Yeah, that's exactly what we grew up with. Yeah. And so there wasn't a chickenpox vaccine, but I definitely got it for sure. And I had a bad case of it. Even I still have a mark on my body from it. Still. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what's in it now, because now there's supposedly a tie-in between the vaccines that children were issued in their childhood, particularly with African American boys, and how it's believed to be a tie-in between those 3 vaccines and autism. Yeah. And there's a lot of studies out about that. I am not 100% convinced.
Yeah, I'm not 100% convinced about a lot of things. I'm glad I don't have children, because that's just a lot to think about. I going back to the whole bus situation, my coworker has a child who's autistic and he's nonverbal. It's time for him to go back to school. There's a bus shortage. 2 hours goes by after the end of school and her son is not home. So it's not like she can call him or anything. And all they can tell them is there's a bus shortage, so there's a lot of different stops now.
I would be going nuts.
Yeah. And I can tell you honestly, as a parent of an autistic child who was probably on the milder end of the spectrum, that but my son wasn't always verbal. He wasn't always verbal. He, through therapy and just early childhood education, he's developed and morphed into being verbal. He still has some communication difficulties, but for the most part, he's thrived very well despite. But I can tell you that that's even right now, my son he's 32. It's still a fear of mine. He's communicative. It's still a fear. So I can imagine what she's dealing with a nonverbal child.
Yeah, she had to put a tracker. Yeah, put a tracker in his backpack. Yeah, but even still, it's like kids leave their backpacks everywhere.
Yeah, but it's
a lot. I'm just glad I don't have kids. It's a lot.
All I can say is we just gotta. If you have a higher power, I would encourage everybody to lean on it hard. Lean on him hard. Lean on him or her hard.
I gotta tell you, when I saw the zebras loose in PG County this week, I was like, "Oh, it's about to be over." Like, who has zebras?
Well, farmers.
That was
nuts. Farms are in this area. There are people in this area who raise alpacas and stuff.
I know, but I've never seen a zebra. Like, why do you have a zebra?
Well, imagine going into your driveway and seeing a peacock in your driveway.
Oh my gosh.
That's me. I live around the corner from a farm and they raise peacocks. And I guess this one was looking for a mate and he started pluming and carrying on in my yard.
That is hilarious. But I thought it was the end of days when I saw the zebra on TV because I was like, Why is there a zebra at a farm? They have no purpose, right?
When you see that doggone, when you see the thunderstorm coming, you see that arc roll up, you better.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, exactly. I was like, wait, does he?
They're beautiful.
Did you see the video of the goat in Southeast?
No. No.
Wait a minute, did I see that?
I feel sorry for that goat because somebody.
I did
made
see that.
lamb
I commented on that too. Oh my God, people are just
No, I did not see a goat in Southeast.
Yeah.
Now, where did that goat come from?
No idea.
That is funny, but not funny.
They're gonna have that goat high. That goat gonna be rolling up and all that.
Oh, poor little goat.
At the 24-hour convenient joint, getting some roll up.
That is too funny. I feel bad for the zebras too because they're not able to catch them. So,
well, they caught 3. There are 3 that are outstanding.
Okay,
they caught 3. Well, they're wild animals. They're meant to be wild. You're not taming no damn zebra.
Yeah, let them run.
Why
let them run?
A zebra.
Let them run in
the story is, but they legally have them. They're a farm and they legally have them. They could be rescued from a circus. It's possible.
They could, but you cannot let them run in Upper Marlboro. You just can't.
All I'm looking at is somebody just trying to roll up on them, shoot them, and get some shoes made or a purse.
That's what I'm saying.
Or a rug.
I hope they're able to get them fairly soon, so that they don't get hurt because they're just roaming around.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Gadget?
No, nothing.
That face is lying.
Yeah, that's a lying face. That's a lying face.
Right.
Nah, I believe zebras should be free.
Yeah, I happen to agree.
Do not mess with wild animals. Did you see the lady with the alligator at the kid's birthday party?
She needed her ass whooped. I saw that.
Well, she did. She got her ass whipped by the alligator.
Yeah, she did. She did. But she needed her ass whipped before the alligator got to her.
When the little kid in the back said, "Mommy," I just
listen. Even the most expensive, the most learned and professional animal expert is dead and gone, and he's been dead and gone now for how many years? Steve Irwin. His death anniversary just passed this year, and even he got caught up. You know what I mean? So you can't mess around, man.
Who hires an alligator for their kid's birthday party?
A nut.
Well, okay. So
an alligator is not domesticated. It's going to do what alligators do.
Some of them are.
I will say that I would like to go to the safari place in South Carolina and hold the baby tiger. I would like to do that.
Well,
you can see Tiger King.
No, one of the guys that was on the Tiger King that had all the women. his spot.
Well, all y'all got to do is ride down Florida, and you'll see the gators on the side of the road.
Oh God!
All the nets and everything on the side of the road from them.
I don't want anything to do with a gator. I just want a baby tiger and an elephant.
Not an elephant, really.
And an elephant.
Wow.
Yes, that would make me happy.
Michael Jackson.
My computer's about to die.
You said Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah, I would like a capuchin monkey too.
You know, a monkey can rip your face off.
I know. I know.
They have the ability to rip your face completely off. Like a baboon did rip off a lady. Say, can we get off this monkey stuff? I'm starting to feel a little weird.
Okay, we can jump into the topics.
Let's go on in that thing.
Man, 20 minutes in, y'all want to jump into the topics.
As I explained on my post on my page, we list the topics, but it can always go left. We always go left.
Somehow we got on monkeys ripping your face off.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right.
Fix my life.
Michael K. Williams.
Yes.
Oh, that one was
So I heard the police are looking for his dealer.
Yeah. Let me just say that my heart is broken.
Yeah.
I've always had a thing for him, his acting, his swag, his his overall. He just seems so authentic. You know how some people put it on for the camera.
Mm-hmm.
He just seems so authentic, just
Yeah.
so himself, and just all right with himself. It's just, I just feel like we really lost a real one. You know what I mean? We lost a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I'm mad at 50 Cent right now, and his lack of compassion, and for his family.
Yeah.
And making comments, and just being a total ass like he usually. I'm just
I mean, he does what he does, so people like us will talk about him.
Niggas gonna nig.
Yeah.
Just like wild animals gonna.
Yeah.
Niggas is gonna nig.
Because he knows it will get people talking about him, and clearly he doesn't care why you were talking about him. He just wants to talk about him.
And then he did a he did a fentanyl post and tied it into his show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because I'm intimately familiar, probably far more intimately familiar with drug addiction than the average person. It's addiction is really strong in my family, drug and alcohol. So this shit hits different. We've had people OD in my family. It hits different.
Mm-hmm.
I know drug dealers who deal that shit. It just hits different, and so while the user has a choice, the sickness in them doesn't leave them much room for a choice.
Yeah, it's a sickness.
Yeah, and so only thing I can say is it really is between the addict and God.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, and he's mentioned that he struggled with his addiction for years, but yeah, I think that we need to change or work to change the face of addiction, because we tend, when we see addicts and things, we think of the crackhead that's walking down the street, the bum, the this and that, but many of our addicts are functioning
addicts. Yeah, there's lots of functioning addicts.
Addicts.
Yeah.
Agree.
There are two comedians. The same day that Michael K. Williams died, there were two comedians out in California.
Well, there was
4 people, but two of them were comedians.
One died.
Two. The second one did too.
Okay.
And the woman.
I know she was in the hospital. Did she die?
It was 2 women.
Okay.
The third, one of the 2 women died also.
Okay. No, I think you're right. The face of addiction definitely needs to change, because like you said, there are lots of functioning addicts, and those tend to be the people that overdose, because I don't want to say that they don't think they have a problem, but they're able to function.
Well, as long as you have money, and you have a job, I think that your brain has a tendency to trick you into thinking you're not one of those addicts.
You're not one of those addicts. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you're not one of those addicts. So it was I knew that he struggled with addiction. I just remember when I saw the picture, first and foremost, you're like, wait, is this true? And then you just see everybody posting like, dag. And then when you found out it's drugs, the first thing I was thinking to myself was, dag, I thought he would have been able to, or I was hoping he would have been able to kick the habit, but it was very different. It's always sad to hear that someone dies when they touch you with their art, because that's the truest form of who they are. So it was really touching for me. And I think more so when I saw him dance.
That's how I knew him first.
Okay.
That is actually how I knew him first.
I didn't know that he was a dancer. And for me, when I see people dance, that just feels like testimony to me. That feels like church. So that was very touching for me to see him be that free.
That is where I first learned of him back in the 90s.
Okay.
It's just wild because I danced. I took dance for years, and the community is full of men who look like him that you wouldn't think were that free, to dance and still be stomped down in their masculinity and still have that flexibility to dance and I think that was what my appeal was to him. Like the video that's gone viral again with him dancing to house music of all things. It takes a special kind of man to dance to house music. You know what I mean? There is a freedom in house music, and to be able to do that, and then at the drop of a dime, look like you stepping out of a gangster trilogy in Boardwalk Empire. Yeah, it's almost like you're a Renaissance man. You can do anything. You have such range. You know what I mean? It takes a lot. Yeah. I'm just
definitely a loss. Yeah. Definitely a loss. And I can appreciate the police looking for his dealer. I just don't know.
Good luck with that, because they're on every corner now.
I'm gonna say you take one down, somebody else takes the corner.
I mean, they probably have the phone records, so they probably know who the person is. They just have to find them.
Yeah, but it's going to be bigger. It's going to be bigger than just the dealer. It's bigger than the dealer. Come on now. How many times have we seen this?
Someone dies from an overdose with fentanyl in PA. They add another 20 years to your sentence.
Now think about this, guys.
I don't know what the law in New York is.
Think about sugar. Like, have you ever taken a spoon of sugar and spilled a little bit on your counter? 2 little granules of fentanyl. All it takes is 2 granules of fentanyl to kill you. Yeah. And they can be the size of those little granules of sugar. I mean, if you think about that, that is basically an elephant tranquilizer.
Yeah. Is it easy to get fentanyl?
Apparently so.
Because I know some people, some cancer patients use fentanyl for.
I had
pain.
Fentanyl when I had my surgery. You have to know to dose it.
Yeah. Now let me ask: is it okay? Because I think that sometimes people get the 2 drugs confused. Are we talking about propofol or are we talking about fentanyl?
Oh, I have fentanyl.
Okay. Because propofol is usually what they use. Is usually what they use for surgery. That's what Michael Jackson died of, overdose.
Yeah, I had fentanyl. It was for the pain.
Did you leave the hospital with it, or you got it from a drugstore?
No. That's a control drug. That's a control drug.
Oh no!
When they say control drug, that's exactly what that means. It's controlled.
Yeah, that was in the IV.
You're not just getting that in no pill form and walking out the door.
But I read through the list of drugs and I saw it and I was like, man, how do they dose that correctly?
Yeah, anesthesiologist got to be on point.
Yes.
And he has to be, and they have to sit there and watch you the whole time.
Yes.
That is how Conrad Murray ended up going to jail, because he went and go talk on the phone.
Yes.
When he should have been sitting there watching Michael Jackson's chest rise and fall.
Yes.
So
is it Abiba? Who's an idiot? He said he's an idiot. Who are we talking about here?
He's talking about 50.
Got it. I may be moving a little slow here. Yes.
That 50. Profile of Andrew Caldwell, though. Come on.
He's delivered.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys.
He's delivered.
So,
That is hilarious. Yes, 50 is an idiot, but somehow we keep watching.
He actually is. His business acumen is on point.
Yeah.
But he's a gutter rat. I just, how do you, I have nothing. I have nothing. Yeah. I can't even ask the question. I have nothing.
Yeah. Okay. What else are we talking about today?
oh, we're talking about everybody's favorite auntie.
Who's that?
Auntie Gunna.
Who? You know what?
Yo.
Okay, now I have to admit, I don't know who this is.
He's a rapper.
Who is this?
He's a rapper from Atlanta.
When I saw this picture, I said, what in the hell? I wish you could give a full view so they can see the bottom of those boots.
Oh, hold up.
Oh my God.
Yo.
I could not believe it.
Is this a photo shoot or is this actually a candid picture?
I think it's a candid picture.
Hold on. If this is high fashion, I want to be broke.
That is not
I want
high
to be brokety broke.
That is not. I don't know what he was thinking, putting on knee-high boots.
But y'all, when you have money, it's almost like you get to do whatever you want to do, even if it makes no kind of sense. Like putting a diamond in your forehead. That
he absolutely can do it, but he looks like a fool. He can wear whatever he wants, but he looks like a fool.
Yeah.
Oh, man, let me get this.
Because you can do something doesn't mean you should do it.
Agreed. But when you're young and you rich and you got all that money and you have no earthly sense.
Just to say, what did I come back to? All right, I gotta go pick up some food. I'm gonna be on in the car.
Okay. Now, Justin, he missed Fashion Week. Yeah, he missed Fashion Week. That's crazy.
Is that what that is? Is that where he was trying to go?
Are those rubber boots?
I have no idea.
You know,
I have no idea. I don't know. We need Tamika to talk about.
Yeah, Tamika's got to dissect that for us.
Because I don't know what that was. I just know he looks like a fool.
That's I'm just bothered. I'm bothered by some of the things that I'm seeing. I mean,
I understand that today's rappers, they consider themselves rock stars. So they're not interested in conforming to any type of fashion. They want to wear whatever they want to wear. And again, he's welcome to do that, but he looks like an idiot.
I'm just trying to understand, like, most of today's celebrities have handlers.
Yes, they all do.
Who told you that was a good idea? Or are you just surrounded by a bunch of yes men that goes, oh sure, you can wear those shorts. That'll work. That'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. Are you just paying these people, these hangers on and these get-wits? Are you just paying these people to tell you that you look great when you really look like some shit that the cat dragged in?
I mean, in most cases, that's what you have around you because people want to hold on to their jobs. I mean, think about R. Kelly. They let him marry a 15-year-old.
We're talking about him again.
No, we don't have to. I'm just saying.
But I know what you're saying. It's an
extreme example. Hey, I mean, Whitney Houston, somebody had to know somebody was bringing her drugs. Like, there are people, these people want to hold on to their jobs. So, I mean, this is a very light case, but, say they are at a hotel and he comes out the room with knee-high rubber boots. Like, okay, whatever. It's like a kid when they get dressed. When they're adamant that this is what they're going to wear, it's like, okay, whatever. You're not going to on.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like to me.
Okay. All right.
You guys hear me? That looks like to me.
Okay. I'm trying to make sense of it. I can't.
Yeah, there's no way to make sense of it. You just Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
And everything going on in the car.
Okay, Mike. So Mike says the same one who keeps telling Lizzo that it's okay to wear a bikini in public. Okay, so I have a different feeling about that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
bikini.
Being she wear a bikini.
Being big is different from bad fashion choices.
Well, who's to say what's bad fashion? It's just our opinion. Somebody else could look at it and be like, "That's a hot outfit."
Who said that? Nobody under that post.
That was awful.
I mean,
that was absolutely awful.
But Michael, like, should she not wear a bikini just because she's big?
I'm really curious to hear that. I want to hear. Mike, come on now, tell us.
Like everybody that's in the chat, tell us what you think. Should Lizzo not wear a bikini because she's
all
big?
right? I'm going to be honest for a second.
Okay.
And this was this comes from V's post today. I don't want to see a woman in a bikini with fupa. Like, that's just no.
Really?
A bikini and you got your fupa goes down to your knees? Nah.
Oh my God.
I'm good.
Don't look.
Okay, so for those who don't know, for those who don't have access to my page, I asked the question. I asked Justin, I know, right? I asked the question to ladies and asked because nowadays all the women are trying to get rid of their fupa. Okay, fupa is FUPA, fat upper pubic area. Okay, but I think that some people get the fupa and the woman's lower boot confused. Okay, the fupa is basically the pubic, where your pubic bone is in between your hips, where it's right just above your lady parts. It's the little poochie area down there. Okay, and I was under the impression that men had no problem with that area, that they actually love that area, whether it's
they don't,
it's fluffy or not. but I've had some men tell me today that it depends on execution. It depends on how it looks. It depends on if she's shaved. It depends on a lot of things. Some men told me that area looks like a second stomach in some instances. So it just largely depends on the woman and how she's built.
Yeah.
And a lot of women said that they want to get rid of that area. I'm just trying to understand why.
Be based on what Gadget just said.
Yeah. So here's the thing. If you're a big woman, your stomach and fupa is all in one. It's all one unit. But if some women are slim up top and still have the fupa, like that just looks crazy. I mean, nuts.
What would you like her to do?
She can't do anything. There are big men with fupa.
Okay, so why can't she wear her bikini?
Yeah, there are.
I'm not saying she can't. I'm just saying, you know how judgmental I am. I didn't like dude busting it open in front of Starbucks. You know,
okay, she's nothing to do with Star. No, but let me ask you, because I've had some. I'm not talking about me. I may be or may not be talking about me personally. What I'm saying is, some men look at that area and be like, "Oh, she got a monkey on her." You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold up. A man looks at the fupa and says that?
I mean, there's some men who tie that upper part into the woman's and consider it a whole.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah. She just said, okay. Okay. But no, I think that Lizzo should be able to wear whatever she wants. I think it was Michael that said there's a place and a time for it. There's a place and a time when she decides.
Okay. Since we talking about Lizzo can wear bikinis, Lil Nas X can wear his maternity outfit.
He can wear whatever he wants.
How about that?
Okay.
He can wear whatever he wants. I don't have to look at it.
Okay. Because that's a great transition. I think he's entitled to wear what he wants. Sure. As is anybody, as long as it's not. Well, you're going to offend somebody in this life. I mean, I've learned that you're going to offend somebody, several people in this life. I just feel that whatever you wear just has to be appropriate for the time, place, venue, or what have you. And sexual orientation really should have no part to play in any of it.
Yeah, I mean, because ultimately, even though I believe that Lizzo should be able to wear whatever she wants when she wants, and Lil Nas X should be able to wear what he wants, ultimately, they're both looking for attention. They're both wanting people to talk about them. So it's more than them having their freedoms to do what they want. They're looking for attention.
Yeah, like her putting her ass on them stadium seats, the marina seats that time when she went to the game. Where are you, sir?
Thank you. Yes, ultimately they're looking for attention. And the thing is that we give it to them by getting so up in arms about it. It's like I saw the pregnancy picture that Nas X put out, but it's like, all right, whatever, dude. It's just not that big of a deal.
For me, I just look at him totally different. I mean, I'm looking at him from, first of all, I don't think he's that talented. That's the first thing.
Yeah, because I'm wondering where's the talent? Like, I don't think I've heard anything since Old Town Road.
I don't think that well, I know that was a wildly popular song. I just don't think that anything that he's put out that I've heard on Spotify or anything like that is, I mean, I'm pretty sure he has a major following, but I just don't,
because of his antics.
Yeah, but I don't see CGC and any of the local radio stations rocking any of his material. I haven't heard anything of his being played on the radio, but I'm just a little put off with him, and he just seems to be very exploitive to me.
Yeah, definitely.
I just think that he knows that there is there are people here who are on this planet who are homophobic, and they have their feelings about whether or not men should be together. Men should be with men and women should be with women, and so on and so forth. And I just think that he is thumbing his nose up at it, and that's okay, because a lot of LGBT, celebrities and people do that. You can thumb your nose up and say "F y'all," and I'm gonna live my life and all these things. But I think that when you're doing it at the expense of making money, and you're the shock value of it all. What was the tennis shoes that came out that supposedly had devil's blood in it, and
the fake Reebok? I mean, they were Reeboks, but Reeboks didn't approve them.
Yeah, it's supposed to have a drop of blood in it or some crazy, some foolishness. It was just
yeah. I mean, so Justin said is a way to spark questions, discussion, and outrage. I mean, you know what? I was watching the Rick James documentary today.
I've got to watch that, yeah.
And when he was putting the band together, he required everyone, including the men, to get braids, and they all had to wear glitter in the braids.
Stone City Band, yeah.
Yeah, so that was him trying to make a statement and spark conversation and be different. I think all artists do it because Michael was saying he doesn't understand today's artists. They go above and beyond to get in the spotlight. And I don't think it's just today's artists. I think it's just more you see it more now. But I think that's what makes an artist an artist. They're trying to get attention.
Well, Prince performed the first several of his albums in his first few years were performed in a Speedo, and you know, stuff with the butt cheeks hanging out and lace and all kinds of ambiguous or what's the word
androgynous
you know, clothes and stuff. You know, I mean, those are things that, hey, is he gay? Is he not gay? Is he gay? Is he not gay?
But
you know, all of those things. Yeah.
It sparked conversation. So Michael said Sylvester didn't exploit himself. No, he didn't. He was being who he was.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He basically stayed in his lane. He did his thing, and he didn't sully the movement. He didn't sully the movement with a whole bunch of antics and carrying on. Now, I in one of my commentaries that I had on my Facebook page, I was talking about Madonna and how Madonna, when she first came out, she was a whole gimmick. I mean, and she had all kinds of what she can do to shock the public. It was the sex cocktail book, and then you had the nude shoots that she had, and then you had the Pepsi promo with the burning crosses, and anything that she could do to shock and outrage and awe the public, that's what she did. But one of the things that I noticed was that she also hired a lot of gay dancers and a lot of gay artists and producers and all of those things. A lot of those people were already gay to begin with. She did not exploit them. She hired them and gave them work where it was otherwise hard to find work. So if I didn't like her for anything, I did like her for the fact that she was a major supporter of their community, and she didn't exploit them in the manner in which Lil Nas X is doing right now.
Yeah, I feel like he is thumbing his nose at folks just because of the criticism. But I also think we need to give him time to mature. Because right now he's from the Instagram age where it's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I hate to say this, but he's a great marketer. He knew what was gonna drive traffic, and
thanks, Justin.
People are gonna talk about him.
Yeah, I just think that there's a way that you can make an impact. I think there's a way that you can make an impact and at the same time get your coins and still support your community. I mean, damn, do you even care about your community? I mean, we still have people out here dying for their sexual preference. You know what I mean? And so people are not getting hired. People are not getting places to live because of their sexual preference. And so I just think about those things and think about the fact that that is a fight that people in that community are still struggling with. And you're not, if anything, all you're doing is infuriating people who are discriminatory against gay.
I absolutely agree with that. And that's why I said that he's got some maturing to do, because he needs to understand how his actions affect other people. Absolutely. I know he has an army behind him of folks that feel like, yes, do what you want, shock people. But then there are a lot of people that are still dealing with, the struggle and he's making it harder for them. And
here's the other thing, which, I didn't even think about until after he posted that. He had a lot of allies in straight women. But those same women thought, some of them had miscarriages, and they're like, you can't exploit pregnancy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Right.
As a woman. So I think he lost some straight women who were allies of what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Like sometimes going too far is actually going too far.
Going too far.
Facts.
You're not hating. You just went far.
So here's my question, though. Here's my question: what is this promo for? I didn't even go as far as
his new album.
Well, it's for his new album. He's basically saying he's giving birth to his project. That was the metaphor behind all of that. And when you do that kind of thing, and you get People Magazine involved, and you're not putting some context behind the picture. I mean, right. that alone will get people talking. Like, what message are you trying to send here? So it's almost like you're hanging a picture up on the wall, and anybody that walks past it has their own interpretation of what they believe it is. Mm-hmm. But whoever's walking by is talking about it. And all you're concerned about, as the point was made, is that people talk about it. Okay, well, where's the talent at?
Yeah.
Because I realized that, and I've said this over and over again to my son, who's an artist. It's 80% business and 20% show.
Yeah.
But what the hell?
That's changed now.
Oh, it's all show. It's all business. It's all business.
It's 80% show and 20% talent.
Yeah.
Well,
and you know what? The entertainment industry it's really indicative of where we are as a society now. I mean, it's supposed to be some reflection of who we are as individuals in our society to some degree.
To some degree,
art is imitating life.
Yes, art is supposed to imitate life, but I'm not. I am. I'm finding a hard time.
I just want to see documentaries 20 years from now, when this guy has, full mustache and like he's gonna be like, yeah, I made some mistakes and blah blah. I just want to see the documentary for some of these kids 20 years later.
Well, so a Lil Nas X, I can't unless I'm not understanding his talent. I don't see that he would have a documentary made about him 20 years from now, because ultimately, yeah, you can have all the antics in the world, but at the end of the day, it does have to come down to your art.
No, there will be.
Well, actually, to Gadget's point, CNN does a retrospective of the decades. A lot of the time, they do a 90s, they do a 80s, they do a 60s.
Yes, I've seen that.
You have those kinds of retrospectives, and so who's to say that it won't happen? I mean, we've seen them as far back as the 1990s, and things like that.
I watched the documentary last night on Amazon, where this girl went to this famous high school in Los Angeles with the Kardashians, and the whole thing was about wealth and where they are now.
Mm-hmm.
So like everybody in this high school wanted to be famous and rich, like everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of the school, but it was very good. This lady had documented their lives back then when they were teenagers, and went back 25 years later to document where they were with their lives.
Where were they?
Some of them were still hanging on to, trying to be rich or trying to look rich, and they look banged up and terrible. Like they're probably in their 40s now. Mm-hmm. How old is Kim Kardashian now? Like 40? She even 40 yet?
I think she's.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Do you remember the name of the documentary?
It's called I'm Almost Home. I'll find it and put it in the
Okay, just put it in the chat.
In the chat.
Okay. Well, it's 8:53 now.
What's our last topic?
Self-care rituals.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Self-care. So what do you guys do for self-care, to decompress, to regenerate, recuperate from your daily stresses?
So
I'd like to hear from a man first.
But my self-care cannot be said on air.
Oh Lord.
And it's really self-care.
Can you name the things that you can?
Can I guess?
No.
Can I guess?
No. What are the things that you do for yourself that you can talk about on air? What about your garden?
I like that. It's not self-care though. I'm really trying to think. Oh, music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Music.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
Among yeah.
Gentlemen in the chat, can you please tell us what you guys do? I'm interested in what men do for self-care.
Yeah, so am I.
Because women, we naturally do it. I'm just not sure how men do that, or if they're even conscious of it. So I'm just wondering, like, how do you take care of yourself, and how do you decompress?
I'm not even sure if men do it really. I'm not even sure. So Justin
says, I have a cedar wood plank that I use to smoke my glass from my crown and ginger ale.
Okay. And Justin, he actually put a graphic in the chat of a man on a motorcycle. So he rides.
Yes. Okay. What else we got? Nothing else, Gadget? Because the ladies have a list of things.
Honestly, you know what? I like to cook.
Oh.
But I like to experiment with cooking. Sometimes it comes out good, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
But what I can tell you, I am not a big proponent. And I might get a lot of flack from the people who bathe every day.
Oh shit.
Hold on. I bathe every day. Let's get that straight. Let's get that cat out the bag right now.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I bathe every day, but when I rinse my face with this scrub, I feel like a new man.
All right.
Okay.
Let me tell you. But I don't use facial scrub every day.
Okay.
So it's a treat.
It is a treat. There is a
exfoliation.
There is a local woman who sells a sugar lemon scrub. Oh.
See, you got stuff. You were holding out.
I know, right?
Yes, I love washing my face with them. I didn't think that was really like
that is self-care. It is a measure of self-care. It is.
That is self-care. Especially the way you expressed how you love
I know,
it.
Right?
That's self-care.
He had his eyes rolled back in his head and everything.
Yes.
That is self-care. And you need to give us the link for this lemon sugar scrub.
I know, right?
Yes, I will. I'm walking in the house right now.
Yes, you need to give that to us.
So Malika, what about you?
Oh man, I love a good deep tissue massage. I'm having one tomorrow.
Awesome. Awesome.
Of a deep tissue massage. Music is also therapeutic for me. Reading. I love to read. I love words. Documentaries. I love watching documentaries. I just like movies in general. I like storytelling. So I love a good movie and a documentary, like I said, because of the storytelling. Sometimes self-care for me is just vegging, just laying on the couch and doing nothing, just being quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the thing that I do the most for self-care is probably a good massage. I know for some people, a deep tissue massage is too painful, but that's what I have to have.
Okay.
That's what I have to have. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes your body responds well. Yeah. Yes. That's a serious reset right there.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Gets all the toxins out.
Yep. For me, I love to get pedicures. I love to get my feet done. Mm-hmm. We got to get these Wilma Flintstones taken care of, child. Let me stop in the car with these joints. So I got to get them done. Mm-hmm. But music is my therapy a lot of the time. And writing is really spiritual for me, writing and music, and I'm a documentary chick myself. I love a History Channel, and I have a great relationship. And I like to me, Pinterest is the best thing that could have ever been invented.
I love Pinterest.
I love Pinterest. I love Pinterest.
I love Pinterest.
What do you look for on Pinterest, Gadget?
Baseball caps. No lie. When you go to my Pinterest, all you're gonna see is baseball caps.
Really?
Well, hey, we all have our thing.
You know what? Whatever makes you happy.
Yep.
And with that, it is 9 p.m.
It is 9 o'clock. Thanks, guys.
I have a Wu-Tang date
with us, Justin, Mike.
You have a what?
A Wu-Tang date.
Oh. I'll show you guys the scrub next week.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thanks for checking in, guys.
All right. Have a good night.
On YouTube and look at the replay.
That's right.
Yep. Holla. Hey, Abiba.
It's
Take
in
care.
the cloud.
It's in the cloud, baby. It's in the cloud.
Oh, gosh.
Bye, y'all. Hold on.
Bye.